Well, this is a... Recently, most of my videos have followed one of two different categories. Either one, they were like really old shows, like multiple decades old, or two, they are Umamusume videos, which to be fair, they're still fire to make. I'm not gonna lie. And although there are videos I have done that are different, that is still like the vast majority. So I wanted to change that to actually make a review of something more recent. So I decided to start watching something that came out like last season, and I say, you know what? Why not Ruri Rocks? You see, I am someone that is a very cultured. So I knew about this show prior to watching it because of reasons. So yeah, I decided to watch it because of that. Of course, that was not my only intention. Also, the thematic about it was very interesting to look at, so I decided to give it a go. Honestly, I'm not someone that is truly... Wait, since when the camera is so deep? Honestly, I'm not someone that is gonna fall into the fan service territory just because of the sake of it. I am not gonna stay if the only thing that a show can offer is something like that. But I still decided to give it a go because why not, you know? I have been watching a lot of old stuff, so something recent is gonna make it better for me. And all of the things that I have watched, even if they are not old, they were still like really profound, really deep stories, and I don't want to turn myself into one of those guys that screams every time that somebody decides to say that something that is not insane levels of depth is bad. I'm gonna be like that eventually, but I don't want to do it right now. So yeah, I decided to go and watch Ruri Rocks, and I actually discovered something really good. Surprisingly good. Now, it is not a masterpiece. It's not even close to that. But it's a show that accomplishes what it tries to accomplish and does it fantastically. The story follows a girl called Ruri, hence the name Ruri Rocks, which actually just is a normal girl, but all of a sudden she wants to find gold. I think that is the first episode. I'm not gonna remember it sadly, but she wants to find something. Oh, I don't remember now. This was like quartz or something like that. Anyways, she wants to find something in order for her to be able to use it because she doesn't have the money to buy it. And in that travel, she finds a girl called Nagisa, which, yeah, you know who is Nagisa. If you have seen anything about the show, I mean, can you blame people? Yeah, Nagisa is like what it's supposed to be early on. Not the main protagonist, but like the main force of the story. She is the professional in all of this. And that is where the plot actually starts to matter. This is a story that is based on geology. People that wants to find rocks, that likes rocks, and that is basically talking about a lot of things related with geology. Now the show, as I'm saying, I was just expecting something like fan service with like really cool rocks every now and then, but it actually goes way further than that. The first thing I want to talk about is the fan service that is actually not that much of a fan service. Granted, I cannot lie, there is a lot of fan service. There is a lot of those quote-unquote unnecessary angles that are very convenient for you to watch the best stuff in all of the show. But in reality, it's not like they are doing a full-on fan service type of show. You know, the one where they're gonna force everything in order for it to, oh no, look, she fall into her back and now she's showing almost everything. Oh no, she face planked the face. Of course, face plank in the face. What else could it be? Face planked straight into the grass and oh look what is sticking out. Oh, remember that panel of Rukia? It's literally that. No, this show actually doesn't go for that. As I'm saying, it has fan service. There's a lot of shots where it's very obvious that they want to please the audience, mainly with Nagisa. I actually don't remember if it's Nagisa. It's Nagisa or Nagita? It's Nagi-san, whatever. So yeah, a lot of shots like that, but for the most part, they actually have some type of purpose behind. Even if it's more of an excuse a lot of times, they never use a full-on excuse to just, oh, she fall, trip, and oh, look at that. No, they never do that, which is very interesting. And the second part is when I'm gonna start talking about the two things that make me really actually enjoy the show. First one is that it's a very, very cute show. You see, every time that there is something like a slice of life, there is multiple ways in which you can follow it. You can either go for a technically deep story that in the halfway through it you kinda, I don't know, tangle it with something deeper. There is the shows that are just pure comedy, but there is also the shows like this one that try to be just cute. And this one actually accomplishes that in a very good way. Outside of Nagi-san, which doesn't ever do something that is truly cute because first it's very difficult for her to do it because of, I don't think that I need to explain it anymore, but all of the other characters are like that and actually bring something really cute a lot of times when they appear on screen. All Imari, Seto, and especially Ruri always show really cute and genuine reactions. It's not something that just tries to look cute because of the sake of it. No, it's something that truly genuinely manages to accomplish it in a somewhat organic way. As always with this type of stories, there is a level of forcing it because of course there is, but outside of that, they truly do it in a mostly normal way, and I really appreciate it, and it's very, very cool to look at. A lot of it obviously has to do with the fact that there are very, very simple characters. They are good, not saying that they are poorly written, but they are very simple in the terms of course they are, because this is a one season seasonal anime of 13 episodes. They do not have a lot to hang from. There's not a lot of personality that you can add to a character more than what you can just watch. And even then they managed to accomplish it in a very solid way with Seto. I'm just saying, Seto, you're my girl. But yeah, the relation between all of the characters, with the exception of the first chapter in which both Ruri and Nagi-san somehow become kinda close too fast, outside of that, everything else feels like a very normal way for the things to develop. And as I'm saying, the relations between the characters are really cute, so it's very cool to see. But the most important part of the show, in my opinion, is definitely the geology part. This show does not exist because of the fan service, even if it helps a little bit. This show exists for the geology part, and it does it really, really good, actually. You see, this show is not only a show of characters, or in this case, girls, doing funny stuff with rocks. No, most of the show's appeal actually comes from the educational value. You see, every single chapter, every single time that something appears, every new rock or something interesting, they actually gave you explanations as to why that exists. Not only in terms of, okay, this is here because of environment, but they go into an in-depth analysis from things such as temperatures, humidity, to even the pressure that they have on Earth, or even other things that not always are directly related with the already mentioned geology. Sometimes they talk about water, and other times they talk about glass, not the glass that is naturally created, but rather artificially man-made glass, and they gave really cool explanations as to why everything happens specifically the way that it happens. It is something that is very educational. It is not something that only tries to hook you with the girls. Of course, it's a part of it, but not all of it. This actually follows more the trying to hook you because the story, or in this case what they tell you, is actually very interesting. They show a very interesting way in which you can see all of the things related with the geology. Which tells me that probably the creator and the writer, the mangaka, I don't know if it's divided in illustrator and story writer, or if it's just one singular mangaka, with whatever it is, I genuinely feel like this person actually enjoys a lot of geology, and probably is either his full hobby or it's something that he or she actually did constantly, potentially even as a job in the past before turning into a mangaka. I think that is very, very cool. A lot of the explanations, as I'm saying, are very interesting, way more than what you would anticipate to just say, oh look, there's rock. No, there are actual explanations, small details as to why something is in a way and something that is very similar and should be the same thing is not, but just because of one small detail. And that is constantly happening every episode. Granted, if you do not like that type of storytelling, it might turn repetitive, yeah. But personally, I totally enjoyed it because I really like that type of information. If you give me a fun fact, I want to keep it stored in my brain. That's the reason why I have nothing for the college and I am always constantly repeating classes. Study, guys. And because of the things that I just stated, I truly believe that this show fulfills a very specific yet very unique and interesting niche that I didn't even knew that I needed in my life. Something like cute girls saying something specific about rocks. A lot of shows have followed a similar pattern in the terms of cute girls explaining something. So this is not like groundbreaking new, but the way in which this show does it, with a very good animation, all things considered, and the care for the details, is what makes me believe that this is something that is a true job of love for the craft, not something to be a cash grab. Like, I mean, if you want a cash grab related with geology, I think that you're better off in, I don't know, asking for money in the streets probably is gonna be better. But yeah, because of all of those reasons, and also because of how cool the characters are, I think that that is the true reason as to why this show, even if not a masterpiece, even if not more than a seasonal anime, is actually gonna be the seasonal anime that some people will remember in like a year or two in the future. Something that, in and of itself, in this current day and age, is a really huge accomplishment. So yeah, with all of that in mind, I think that this show is very good, is only 13 chapters long, so I think that you should totally watch it. For the short span of time that you are gonna engage with it, I think that is a very good watch. And that's why, at least in my opinion, I believe that this show is very good and that Ruri actually rocks. Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you want more content like this, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It will help the channel to grow a little bit, and it will also help you to make me understand what do you want to watch. Either this or the hating, which still has like 3 views. That is funny. So yeah, without anything else to explain, see you next time. Bye bye.